Hey guys, this is Safia. So, my daughter today is going to ask me a few questions about financial independence, teaching financial literacy to your children so that when they get older, they become financially free. Okay, so I don't know what question she's going to ask, but I'm just going to let her ask, and hopefully, the answers that I give from my personal experience as a single mother raising two children, budding entrepreneurs, hopefully will help you. Okay, fire away.
So why do you think it is important to instill the concept of financial independence and industry in your children, especially as a single parent? Why do you consider that important?
Whew, I'm telling you, as a single parent especially, I mean, parents, we should be doing this anyway, but there's so many factors why I do it. And not only am I a parent, I'm a single parent, and I am Black. So there's so many different factors to this. But I'm going to say basically right off the bat, why do I believe that instilling the virtue of financial independence in your children is important at an early age? Well, it's the same reason why I homeschool. Everybody, the majority of society is doing a 9 to 5, and 9 to 5 ain't bad. But when you're living a cookie cutter lifestyle where everyone's in a certain box and you basically live to pay off your bills and just survive. I believe that life is more than just surviving, it's about thriving. And when you have that kind of lifestyle, that's not true living. If that's all that you end up doing, I'm not against work. I'm just saying if that's the be all and end all to your life, then it's not a fully fulfilled life. And I don't want my children having that. I don't want my children feeling that they have to be investing in other people's businesses daily, growing other people's businesses while they are constantly in want. That's called consumerism. I don't want my children feeling that, a boss or, a manager, a company will dictate the what they deserve financially and will dictate the quality of their life by giving them a certain amount of holidays a year, and if they can treat them anyhow and they can't bounce because of the fact that they need the money. I don't want that to ever be a factor in my children. And also, knowing what I have struggled as a single parent, I don't want my children to ever experience that in their lives, ever having to go on welfare, ever having to feel that they have to get help. Sometimes you won't need help to start off with, but I don't want them to see that as a way of life. I really have tried to steer them away from that by also becoming financially dependent myself as a single mother to the best that I could in my my sphere. But it's very important that our children become their unique person, that our children know they have gifts and qualities to create jobs that are not even out there. They do not have to feel dependent upon the system. They do not have to feel part of a lifestyle which means you can only earn this amount and only live this kind of life, and while you beyond the wall, so to speak, looking at everyone else who are doing great. I want my children to believe that and to know that their dreams can become reality. I mean, we all want our children to have the best. And for me, the best is financial freedom, financial literacy, knowing that they can bounce from a place, they can work if they want to, and if they do work, and if they're not treated right because of their gender or because of their race or whatever other reason, they can leave. I want my children to know that they have gold within them and that no person can put an estimated amount on their gift by saying, this is how much you're going to get paid for what you're doing for my company. No, you're building someone else's company while you can build your own. You have gifts that are limitless, and there's no cap to that amount of money you can receive for that gift. And there's so many reasons, as you can see. I also, as a Black woman, I believe that the system is rigged to make our children in the community not make it harder for them to get up the ladder than other ethnicities, okay? And so as a Black woman, it's important that my children understand that they do not have to depend upon a system which is already rigged against them. Okay, they can create their own freedom, their own independence, while also building up their own communities. It's very important that our children understand that, especially when they're homeschooled, that the gifts that you give to them, you give it to them so that they can now go back into the community and build up our community, because we are strong people who have been disadvantaged over the years. And I feel that going into the schools, they're not getting the proper education and the history that they need so they can understand where they came from, so they can know what they can do with their future and how they can improve the lives of their people. So financial independence is very important to teach our children from early, because you don't want them in a system where they feel they're stuck, where they're limited. Our children are born with wings and they need to discover it. Okay, that's my answer.
So how early do you think you should start teaching children financial independence?
Oh, financial independence you can start very early, from the time they're in your womb. From the time you can teach them financial independence very early without even telling them it's financial independence. Firstly, by your lifestyle. Children learn more from what you do than from what you say. Okay, and we've all been hypocrites. I can put my hands up and say so. However, from an early age, your child can see you earning, creating your own business. You're at home, you're established, you're bringing in money, and they see that you're actually got your own business. I was raised with parents who were business parents, and I thought that was just normal. That was how I was raised. I was raised in a shop, in a store. My mum owned, a fashion store and a wool store, a knitting store, whatever, clothes store. And then upstairs was my dad. He was a tailorer, so he made clothes upstairs. At the same time, they both had jobs. He worked at a rail station, and she eventually worked in a school. And then she also had a side job. She was a cake maker and decorator, made patties. She also did envelopes, sealing envelopes. She did Avon. I know there's quite a few things that my parents did. They were always doing odd jobs on the side. So seeing that put that within me, that I want to be like that. I don't want to be sitting and getting a paycheck. I want to creating my own income. So by your example parents, you can start with that. Also, just teaching your children the value of the penny, the value of the pound, the value of the dollar. That each penny, each pound, each cent, each dollar is important. Nothing is too small to say, I was only 5 pence cheaper at the store. I'm about to get no. That 5 pence, save it, because that 5 pence will end up becoming £5, then £15, and before you know, you got £500 because of that mentality of the value of the pence. Do you understand me? So teaching a child early the value of every penny. Also teaching a child that when money is placed in their hands is like soil. It's their job to make that penny grow, and that's a nice activity you can do with them, teaching them to not be so much as a consumer as an investor. So when they get money, like my son, he's 7, but for a few years now he's been doing this, that when he gets money, like from his barber always gives him money and when he goes there, what he does, he thinks, okay, we divide that money between saving, giving away as philanthropy, and also spending. And most of the time he doesn't spend it. Most of the time he just wants to save. And as a result now, that the money that he has, he invests in himself, buying books to invest in his education. And I'm not about school books. I provide his school books, but books that he likes to read that will invest. That's investment. Self-investment is also investing in him as a businessman, making sure he's articulate and making sure he's educated. These are the things he's putting money in. He's putting his money in that which is important. So yeah, at an early age, you can start teaching them habits of spending, habits of saving, and also trying to, whatever gift they have, put it out there, promote it, let them start earning money from it. Whether it be in a little market, put it online, and let them see that, wow, my gifts actually can bring in money. Yep, without a job title. You don't have to be 18 or 16, start working legally.
What do you think about grandparents or parents or family members, well-meaning friends, who give children money, just give it to them every time they see them? Do you think that's a good practice to adopt?
I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, my son, he gets money without earning it. However, we should be careful not to make that a habit that this is only the way they get money. I think our children should also have a side where they learn to earn money. My son gets money. I don't think it's a bad thing, long as there's also a balance of teaching him that you also need to earn. So giving incentives, giving motivation for a certain stipulated amount of money. So chores around the house, putting a price on, because your home is a business, your home is a firm, and they need to know, children need to know that their works are valued. And how does the world value people's works? Usually by paying. We value certain stars, certain musicians by paying tickets and buying their music, and you know what I'm saying? We show value by putting a price on it. And so our children, so they can learn that their efforts are valuable, sometimes we need to put money beforehand to say, okay, I want you to take this part of the house today, and this is the amount you're going to get in the week. Yeah. Because if they get something for nothing, it's not, to give them money is fine, but if they also need to earn. Because if they get something for nothing, they will go through life feeling they can get something for nothing. And, having that money there, it motivates them not just to get money, but motivates them to hone and really refine their efforts, and really to put their efforts directed and be thorough in their work, because they know at the end they're going to get something. If they know they're not going to get something at the end, they probably ain't going to put much effort in. And if they know they always get money, well, there's no reason to put any effort in. So grandparents giving money to children, not wrong with that, I don't think. But they also you need to make sure they have also that they're where they are earning, so they know that they don't just get something for nothing. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
And finally, what would you say to those parents who are watching this video and their children are already grown up, or, say they're in their teens, and they haven't had the opportunity to instill this principle in their children from the time they were young, like you're saying? What advice would you give to them? Can they start now, or is it too late?
Can they start now? Well, I say they're teens. It's never too late to start. It's a bit difficult, but have that conversation. Have that conversation with your child, with a young person. Talk to them about it. Say, you know what, there's something I'm learning right now about financial independence, and I want to teach you about it. Let's look at some. How about, excuse me guys, my eyes are burning. How about show your child, your young person, some interviews or some videos of successful people, young people, or adults who started early in life, and the path that they took. Let them read those kind of books. Speak it with them. Have a little date where you guys just discuss those things, and let them see it's possible. And as you learn, parent, then you pass on your learning to your child. Pass on the things that you're learning. You do it together. Let it be a project. So you're not teaching at them. There's things as adults, as parents, that we learn along the way, and some of the things that we learn is when the child is older. We can never be too proud to be a student, even when our children are adults. Never be too proud to be a student still, to say, hey, your child could be 20-something. Hey, you know what? I didn't teach you this as a child, and now I'm learning this. There's things, for example, and it's completely off the radar here, but I'm going to close with this. When I was raising my daughter, I wasn't conscious about who I was as a black person. I was conscious, but not very aware. There's a lot of things I didn't understand, and which I exposed my daughter to, which didn't help, in raising a conscious black young lady, which I'm only now teaching her when my son is small. So he's getting an early education in it. She didn't, but I'm instilling in her that now. But it's more of a project where I'm like, here, Rach, there's something I'm learning. As I've learned, I pass it on to her, or I encourage her to go ahead and read it herself as well. And that's where you could do the same thing with anything, including financial education. If this is something you only now realize, then let it be a project you work on together. Look at the lives of others who have made it, where this principle does work. The only way to prove that something really works is by experience. And so, I've done it with my children. We've watched The Secret. We watched The Secret together. Any articles or things that I can pull up and whatever I share with my children. And yes, I seek to be that example. They see me working on my own business. I'm working as an author and also as a speaker, and other things I've done in the past to keep my home. Many things I've done in the past. They see that it's important to be industrious.
Speaking of which,
yes,
finally.
This is like 15 minutes here nearly.
Parents probably
is there pasta still in the fire?
Yeah.
Is it getting soft?
No, I'll check after this question.
cleanliness food.
Parents are probably wondering what ideas, if they're not creative, if they consider themselves naturally creative, they may wonder what ideas do you have when it comes to any business ideas? What have you done in the past to earn money here and there, and what you're still doing?
Lord.
What I'm
current. Okay, yeah, that's your opportunity to go and capture the food. Don't move. Yeah, okay. What I'm currently doing, I'm currently working on my business. If you saw my cover photo on Facebook, it says no.more.international. No More International is basically a company that I'm working on right now, a business I'm working on, sharing my life story, my experiences. I'm 40 and I've had such a seasoned life. Many things have happened to me, and many things I've grown from, many lessons I've learned, and there's many things I just say no more to. Things because I found out who I really am. It's a self-discovery journey I've been on, and I want to share those lessons with other women, other single parents, other black women, other women, period, who have gone through similar or who are going through similar than what I have gone through. Many things which I've gone through have been calculated to destroy me, to destroy my self-worth, to destroy my identity. I'm sorry, my eyes are burning here. My identity. But I refused to allow myself to be shaped by those circumstances. Though I've fallen, though I felt burnt and sore and hurt and wounded, I've not allowed myself to stay down. Excuse me a minute, let me just pause this because my eyes are burning here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. Yeah, that was burning my eyes. So that's a company I'm working on right now, is nomore.com. So, No More International, excuse me, a business which is empowering young women, older women too, to turn their backs on the old ways of thinking and the old ways of dealing with situations and people, to really release the queendom within you and to know how much you are worth, all that you desire and more. And I bounced back through a lot of things, and I think it's time to stop being quiet, stop keeping my side, keeping my peace, and just go out there and share with the world my story through different ways. I'm doing it through talks. I'm organizing talks. I'm also working on a book right now for young people called Bullies Don't Scare Me Anymore, or should we say Bullies Scare Me No More, right? So I'm working on that title based upon my story, being bullied at school, racial bullying for years, for 8 years straight, as well as being abused at home and the whole 9 yards. Okay, so it's a poetic book for children to find a voice through someone who's gone through it and say, yeah, I can identify, yes, it doesn't have to be this way, I don't have to suffer this. There are ways of getting out of this and not tolerating being bullied. So that's an empowerment book for children, that which I wish was written for me. But in the past, I'm a qualified personal trainer, so I studied to be fitness instructor and personal trainer. I'm also a vegan chef. There are different ways, you look at your gifts and you see what can be used. I'm a homeschool teacher, so I've been doing that for the past nearly 20 years. So I have written a homeschool ebook when Rachel was younger, but needs updating because I've grown a lot since then. So, my eyes still burning. Yeah, I've also, vegan chef. I've done vegan catering from home. Oh my gosh, I taught people how to grow wheatgrass and how to take wheatgrass. I did natural hair products. My goodness, there's so many things. I sell books. I used to sell Christian literature and health literature door to door. So many things I have done over the years. I've just lost count. I really lost count. Also, yes, reading teaching. I used to be a reading teacher in the evenings after school. So, yeah, I put my hands on a lot of things. And so, when you want a certain way of life, you have to be willing to give what is needed. And for me, I chose to home educate my children. So therefore, I knew I had to be financially independent, because right now, if I was to go to work, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing with my children. So therefore, I had to get creative. See, when you're hungry, excuse me, my eye's still burning. When you're hungry, and I'm not talking about literally hungry, but like hungry, desirous. When you're hungry, you get creative. Okay, hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, when you're hungry, got water in my eye, guys. When you're hungry, you get creative. And as single parents, we have many opportunities to be hungry. I ain't speaking of just food. I'm talking about the fact that when you go through hardship, y'all, use it as a beautiful opportunity to teach your children this principle of financial independence and strength and courage. There's a Bible text that talks about the what is it? The treasures of darkness. There's treasures in our dark places, y'all, and that's what's kept me strong. And so, one of the advantages of being, a single parent or a parent which has struggled, is that you can use the hard times that your children are going through to actually build strength of character and get creative. And because I've wanted to homeschool while single parenting, but at the same time not receive, like universal credit. I don't want to be on universal credit. I've had to be creative. You got to get creative, and you will get creative. You start looking down within. You start seeing, what gifts do I have? What gifts do my children have? You start putting your heads together and you find ways. And it takes time. You're not always going to get money just like that. And you have to understand something as well. Financial independence isn't always about getting money straight away. One thing I'm learning the hard way, because I'm like, I want it now. Sometimes you're not going to get it now. Financial independence sometimes takes time. You could be building a skill which will eventually lead you to financial independence. Doesn't mean that you ain't doing anything with your life. It just means that right now you're not seeing the money come in, but you're building skill so that you can be. And my son is he's an example of that. He wants to be a professional violinist, which I know, when he starts playing in the orchestra and doing his own thing, cutting his own tracks, he's going to be earning. However, he's also skilled in other areas, so he's going to definitely finish his education, just in case he changes his mind. But right now, at his age, he's building and investing in himself, sacrificing, doing things which may feel boring and mundane, so that he can become that successful entrepreneur. So, these are the questions my daughter asked me. She's not here right now. She's in the kitchen. So, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope those tips of how to bring financial independence into your home, how to develop it among your children, I hope it encourages you. And remember, like I said, right now I am working on my business, no more international, and I will be sharing. I'm so divided right now in helping my daughter's business, helping my son with his violin. Also, I know he wants to start working on a book, just like my daughter's working on a book called Without You. She also has her own business called Distinction Life Coaching and Career. I keep saying this wrong. Distinction Life Coaching and Customer Experience Consultancy. Okay, I said it. Finally, I said it. It's a tongue twister. So she is a careers advisor, confidence coach, and customer experience consultant. So she's consolidated all of her skills into one business, and she's earning her own money as well. And it's not always easy. Some days are dry, some weeks are dry. We're like, what's going on here? But that's all part of the growth of being a successful entrepreneur. Okay, Rachel? Yes, yeah. Sometimes it gets tough though. And as for my son, like I said, she's working on a book. My son, he's working towards, he loves making muffins. He loves being independent. He loves saving. But he's working on his book because he wants to be able to journal his experience as a little boy, not having a father in his life. I find it's maybe a bit too intense for him at this age, but whatever he wants to share with me to put in a book like that to help other little boys to find joy in that situation that they're in, I will do it. I just, it takes a lot of maturity, emotional maturity, to be able to put that down and express that. And if he's willing to do that, which I believe he is, it's going to be, it's a journey. And it's a journey of healing as well. I know I'm mumbling here, but kind of rambling off into different directions here. But yeah, get your children busy. Let your children know who they are. Let their children know that there's gold within them. There's a kettle boiling here. Close the door. Thank you. Yeah, let the children know that there's gold within them. Let your children know that circumstances do not define them. Shoot, if I really believe that circumstances defined me, I just wouldn't be here today as I am right now, So, that's my advice. We're still pushing. We're plugging. It's hard. It's tough. But it's like I wouldn't have it any other way, if that makes sense. Not that I like the hardship, but the fact that I have the freedom to teach my son what I choose, when I choose. I have the freedom to say, this is my hours of work, and I can put my all into something, okay, Even if I don't get returns straight away, I can put my all into something, work on my terms, be my own boss, drive myself, and I know it's limitless. That's just powerful right there. Anyway, I'm out. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here. And remember, I'm going to be coming at you with no.more.international. No more. Come on, it's time to rise up, ladies. It's time to rise up and shake off the luggage. Do not claim the baggage. Leave it over there in baggage claim. Don't claim it anymore. It's time to redefine yourself and let that queendom rise up within you. Don't let your past define you. You've only got one life. Why live it in the past when you have a bright future? All right, peace. I'm out.